So, hi friends, I hope I'm audible and visible to all my dear students. Please give me a quick thumbs up if my audio video is fine, and just let me upload the file for everyone. Welcome all my dear students, Ravi and all of you. Let me just upload the file for everyone. So, Gauri, Nivedita, Vaishnavi, Sudhanshu, Naveen, Talashil, then we have Jayul, Valentinium, Tofik. Welcome all my dear students in this session. And again, we have a very nice, interesting session on dermatology MCQ marathon. So I hope you have enjoyed the morning session. We had a lot of questions. Chalo ji. So welcome Anurag, Dr. Priya, Kaustubh, Sangeeta, everyone. Good morning and good evening to all my dear students. Now till the others join, let us start with some of the important points. Just a second, all of you. Just a second. So I'm very, very sorry for that. Good evening and welcome all of you. And like I can see a lot of students. Can you tell me what are your scores, costume, and all? I was actually thinking of meeting all the students like whom I was teaching since so many days. So costume, Valentinium, like did you got your scores? And I hope they are good. So want to share the scores? Anyone else? Those who want to share? So okay, so Kaustubh, you were eligible for the next year entrance examination, or you will be giving the next year also? I thought you are eligible for this year exam. Okay, okay, fine, fine. What about Valentinium and other students? Okay, chalo. Anyways, we'll discuss the today's session, and in between we'll try to talk to all of you with respect to the exam. So welcome all of you. You all are on the best online platform, that is Unacademy. We give you two type of subscriptions. One is Plus, which give you an access to live classes, and Iconic, which give you an access to both Unacademy and Prep Ladder. Now we have a NEET PG Combat, which is scheduled for 10th October, 11 a.m. The top 200 students will get the scholarship. So I request all of you to please enroll yourself using the code CHESTA10. We have a feature which is known as raise a hand. So if you have any doubt, you can just raise your hand. We have a limited time period offer. Please remember this offer is only till tomorrow. So only till 30th of not October, September. From 1st October, the prices are increasing. So those who want to take a subscription, this is the last chance because tomorrow, last day. After that, the price is going to be around 53 something. So please use my code CHESTA10 and subscribe to an academy today itself. Then we have a very highly effective question bank of 25,000 plus questions. These are some of our proud learners. We have many batches in the line. For example, the target NEET starting on 29th. Mission INI-CT again starting on 29th. Then we have a Focus FMG batch starting today and a clinical examination batch starting today. So please be a part of any of these batches if you're interested on. We have some offers that if you buy a 24-month subscription, 4 months is free. And if you buy a 12-month subscription, 2 months is free. So for all these, you have to use a code, and the code is CHESTA10. So I think we have a lot of students who have joined right now. Quickly starting with the first question. A 50-year-old lady diagnosed with breast carcinoma who underwent chemotherapy presents with hair loss after 3 weeks. What is this pattern of hair loss known as? Very nice, everyone. Now, if you remember, we have discussed this in our classes, like the previous classes as well, that whenever you have chemotherapeutic agent, please remember the rapidly dividing cells are affected. The rapidly dividing cells means the cells of anagen. And when you have loss of hair after anagen, it is known as anagen effluvium. It is known as anagen effluvium. I think this is clear to all of you. So anagen effluvium, whenever you have chemotherapeutic agent, so please remember this point. So I think it's a very easy one. Then again, a very easy repeat question. The first line treatment for acne comedones. Can you answer this one for me? Very nice, very nice. Please remember the first line treatment for acne comedone. So you're not able to see the poll. I'm very, very sorry for this. 15 seconds. Can you see the poll? So acne comedones, the main problem is there is obstruction to the follicular outflow. And when you have obstruction to the follicular outflow, the only thing which you can give is a keratolytic drug. You have to give a keratolytic drug, and the example given here is topical retinoid. Okay, can you name some topical retinoid for me? Can you tell me the name of the topical retinoids? Anyone? At least one or two. Salicylic acid? No. Retinoid is very nice cause to adapalene. It is adapalene and tretinoin. Adapalene and tretinoin are the topical retinoids available. Very well done, everyone. So we have another question. This is a very interesting image, actually one of my favorite image. So this is actually the effect of camera, because here you can see the pinkish lesion, which is not the case. This is because of the light effect. Which organism is responsible for causing erysipelas? Which organism is responsible for causing erysipelas? Very nice. The answer is Streptococcus. Can anybody tell me this year NEET PG 2021 question? Erysipelas is the infection or inflammation of which component of the skin? Anyone? It is the component which is dermis. And because of the dermal lymphatics, you see linear, well-defined lesions in erysipelas. I hope you remember this question. And the presence of or involvement of the ear in erysipelas is known as Melian ear sign, and this differentiate the cellulitis of the face which does not involve the ear lobe. Okay, so please remember these are the two differences. Which organism is responsible for causing erysipelas? The answer is this. And if you have to write the treatment of choice this year question, so that was the amoxicillin drug, which can be given to take care of streptococcus induced erysipelas. Chalo ji, very well done. And can anybody tell me some alternate name for erysipelas? Anyone? Which organism is responsible for causing erysipelas? Sorry, not organism. What is the alternate name of erysipelas? Anyone? Also known as St. Anthony fire. Very nice. St. Anthony fire is the alternate name. So sometimes you get, question from this particular name. So please remember the alternate names of the common dermatological disorder. Very, very important for your exam. Chalo ji, badhiya, good, very nice. Let's move to the next question given on your computer screen. A pure image based question. 15 seconds. You don't need anything more than this. Very well done. Please remember, this is a classical example of genital wart. Now, from genital wart, I want all my students to remember few points. First, the strain of HPV. Can you tell me what is the answer for the strains of HPV in genital wart? 6 and 11. Okay. Now, can you tell me what happens if you see a large, or what is the name given to the large sized condyloma acuminata lesion? Large sized condyloma acuminata, what is the name given to it? Anyone? Yes, it is known as Buschke-Lowenstein tumor, which looks somewhat like this. Buschke-Lowenstein tumor. Now, it's a very large sized genital wart which erode the genitals. And please remember, this is a pre-malignant condition. Now, if I ask you that what is the strain causing Buschke-Lowenstein tumor, can you tell me the answer? Anyone? Please remember, the answer remains 6 and 11 only. Because I've told you just now that 6 and 11 is the reason for condyloma acuminata. Sometimes they becomes very large. The strain remains the same. Okay. Please remember, it does not change into the strain of 1618. 1618 cannot be pre-malignant. It should be a malignant lesion. Okay, Valentinium, Rameshwar, Aruna, all of you. So please remember that the Buschke-Lowenstein tumor is 611 only. Now there are some other types, for example, common wart. Can you tell me what is the strain for common wart? Strain for common wart is HPV2. What about plain wart or Verruca plana? 3 and 10. Flat plain wart, 3 and 10. What about plantar wart? Anyone? Very nice. 1. Plantar wart is always 1. And there is another form of HPV infection which is known as epidermodysplasia verruciformis. Can you tell me what is the strain causing this? Epidermodysplasia verruciformis. Very nice, amazing Kaustubh. The answer is HPV 5 and 8. Amazing, amazing. Okay. So please remember, that is not the case, Rameshwar. You have a lot of treatment modalities available. So you cannot generalize that liquid nitrogen is used for all this. So these are the treatment modalities. You can use any of them depending upon the availability, the indications, contraindications, etc. Okay, Rameshwar. I hope this question is clear to you. Should I go to the next one? Very nice. Okay, ji. So I think we have around 29% of the total students who have marked this question right. Please remember, what is a patch test? It is investigation of choice for allergic contact dermatitis. Can you tell me what principle it is based on? On what principle allergic contact dermatitis is based on? Anyone? Rameshwar, Swagata, Kostu? Yes, it is based on type 4 hypersensitivity reaction. It is based on type 4 hypersensitivity reaction. Now, what you do, you ask the patient to visit the OPD and you will put the patch test on the upper band. Now, what is this patch test? You have pre-filled syringes available in the market. Pre-filled syringes available in the market. And these syringes consist of the allergens. So you have 20 allergen series available. Now you will put the small amount of each antigens on the aluminum chambers, which are the hypoallergenic chambers, and you will stick it on the upper back of the patient like this. Now this is done on day 0 or the day 1, you can say. Now, after 2 days, that is second day, you will ask the patient to come back and you will remove this patch. You will send the patient again home and you will call the patient on the next day. That is after the fourth day or on the fourth day, which is 96 hours. So please remember, you remove the patch on day 48 and you read the page on 96 hours. This is a very important question, repeat question for NEET as well as a repeat question for AIMS or like INICET. Clear all of you? Understood? Yes, this is delayed type hypersensitivity, Aruna. Delayed type hypersensitivity reaction. Delayed type is another name for type 4. Clear? Okay, ji, badhiya. Let's move to the next one. So anybody scored here who's live? Anybody have scored like above 500, 550? Anyone? Manjida, Manaspreet, Sudipta, Aruna, Rameshwar, Vasavi. So I have all these students with me, like old and new. So please share if you feel like sharing the result. Very nice. So which of the following shows canker redux? What is canker redux? It is reappearance of primary canker. Reappearance of the primary canker. So very nice, Manaspreet. Very nice. Okay. So the reappearance of primary canker is called as canker redux, and it is a feature of early relapsing syphilis. So anybody here who wanted to take dermatology as the career option? Anyone who like derma as a career or like any particular interest in dermatology? Because since morning, like since the results are out, there are many students who are asking me that, ma'am, what about dermatology prospective? Should we go for it or not? So again, I just want to like, if anybody who is live here and who have asked me the question in my group, so please remember that derma is a good branch. It's a very light branch, like. Uh, okay, so Kaustubh, it's a good branch, but it's a very light branch. Like what I feel is like when I was uh, giving my exams and I got all India rank 261, I was like all enthusiastic in taking derma. I thought I'll do this, I'll do that, but it was not very rewarding with respect to the jobs. Like if you have your own clinic, definitely it is awesome branch. You can like keep machines and all, and like you can just earn like something. But if you are planning for like a job, it's very difficult to get a job in derma branch. Other than medical colleges, no hospital will pay you on a fixed salary. I don't know why that is the case. But otherwise, like for girls, if you want to manage your family, definitely this is a very nice branch compared to other hectic branch like OB-GYN, pediatrics. Like day and night you have to work. So it's a good branch. Let's see how many of you finally take up dermatology. Okay, ji. So early relapsing syphilis is actually a relapse of syphilis which leads to redevelopment of primary canker, known as canker redux. Very nice. The patient with fever, severe joint pain, develop pigmentation of nose. What is the likely diagnosis? Amazing, all of you. Please remember, this is a classical sign which is known as chick sign, frequently asked question. Favorite question of AIMS, like before it was INICET, this question have come repeatedly so many times. One more question is favorite for AIMS. Can you tell me where do you see flagellate pigmentation? Which drug causes flagellate pigmentation? Very nice. That is bleomycin. So this is one of the favorite question for the AIMS and other institutes of central interest. Fine, chalo. We have another question. I want all of you to answer this one. Can you all see the poll? 22-year-old college student with history of intercourse with multiple sex workers comes with a centrally umbilicated lesions on his genitals. Scraping from the lesions will show what? Very nice. Can you tell me what is the diagnosis? Vasavi, Lega, Rameshwar? Yes, you are right, Vasavi. This is a case of genital molluscum. Case of genital molluscum, and what do you see in genital molluscum? Henderson-Peterson bodies. You see Henderson-Peterson body. Now, one very important question: are these body intra cytoplasmic or intranuclear? The HP bodies, intracytoplasmic or intranuclear? Okay, so one for intranuclear, one for intracytoplasmic. Anybody else want to add something to this? Rameshwar, Aruna, Kostu. Please remember they are intracytoplasmic. Very nice, Kostu. Intracytoplasmic. Okay. So in molluscum contagiosum, which is the MCV infection, MCV virus induced, you develop Henderson-Peterson body, which is present inside the cytoplasm, not inside the nucleus. So the correct answer is here the bacilli or the bodies inside the cell. Now this is the another question, a pure image based. So Vasavi, are you are also planning for the NEET 2022? Like I thought you all are for this year exam, but anyways, I think you are planning for INI-CET, right? How many of you are planning targeting INI-CET right now? Anyone? Okay, ji. So all the INI-CET students, I request all of you to please take a 1 month subscription if you haven't done it till now, because we are already running a batch starting from today for the next 1 month, where we have a quick discussion of INI-CET related questions from all the top educators. And I think you have been going through the testimonies since the morning. There are many students of Unacademy who have scored a lot of, like they have scored amazing ranks, not the amazing rank, amazing scores. And, they are all very thankful to all the faculties of Unacademy because of their constant help. So I request everyone to please utilize the efforts of the educators here. Now, this is an important case of chromoblastomycosis, verrucous lesion, and presence of copper penny bodies. Now, you have to tell me what is the alternate name of copper penny bodies? Asteroid bodies or sclerotic bodies? What is the alternate name of copper penny? Asteroid or sclerotic? Yes, please remember the answer is sclerotic because asteroid is for sporotrichosis. And yes, you are right, Kaustup. This is also known as medullary bodies. Okay? These are also known as medullary bodies. Chalo ji, badhiya. Very well done, all my dear students. Very well done. I hope I'm audible and visible. I think my camera got disconnected. I hope I'm audible and visible. Yes, very nice. So a child presents with a target lesions on palm and sole, and he also has oral mucosal lesions. What will be the likely cause? Very nice, Wasabi. Absolutely right. Target lesion means, can you tell me how many zones you have? There is a necrotic center. You have a necrotic center. Edema in the middle. Yes, dusky or necrotic, both are right. See what happened. Dusky means blue. So blue means the stratum basal destruction is maximum at the central part. Then you have an edematous ring, and then you have a erythematous ring. Erythema is outermost. So you have classical three zones of target lesion, which is seen in a patient of erythema multiforme induced by herpes. Can anybody tell me other bacterial cause or another organism responsible for erythema multiforme other than herpes simplex? A child presents with target lesions on palm and sole, and he also has oral mucosal lesions. So this is erythema multiforme. Other than herpes, please remember, mycoplasma is the second most common infectious cause for erythema multiforme. And other than this, the drugs like NSAIDs or like painkillers, sulfa group of drugs, these are the most common factors. Clear? So other than infectious cause herpes, mycoplasma is one of the very, very important causative, infectious causative agent for erythema multiforme, which is not seen in Behçet's. Very nice. Kaustubh, Lega, Wasavi, Nivedita, Manaspreet, Dr. RJ, Majida, Gauri, Sharat. Very nice. So not a feature or not seen in Behçet's disease. The correct answer is erythema induratum. In Behçet's disease, you see orogenital ephthus. You see ocular lesion like conjunctivitis. You have uveitis. You have arthritis, that is joint involvement. Skin features like furunculosis. And another very important is presence of erythema nodosum. Erythema nodosum is something which is more frequently seen compared to erythema induratum. Can you tell me where do you see erythema induratum? Where do you see erythema induratum? Anyone? Anyone? Yeah, you are right about the site, but I'm asking like in which cause. So yes, you are right, cause two. It is a tuberculid. It is a hypersensitivity reaction. Actually, it is a lobular paniculitis, which is very frequently associated with infective focus of tuberculosis inside the skin. Okay, or inside in the internal organs like lung, GI, TB. So you develop cutaneous lesions in the form of erythema induratum. And can you tell me the complete name of erythema induratum? It is erythema induratum of, yes, erythema induratum of, there are two types of Bézin and Whitefield. Okay, so but Bézin is the one which is associated with tuberculosis. Very nice, all of you. The pregnant lady who is having chickenpox comes to you. The adverse reaction of this infection would be maximum infectious to the fetus at Can you tell me why it is not infectious after this period? Why it is maximum infectious at this period? Anyone can tell me the answer. The reason is after that you develop multiple layers of trophoblast which inhibits the entry of the virus into the fetal circulation. Before that, there's only a single or double layer of trophoblast which is easily penetrated by the virus. But later to this, you have multiple layers, and that is why the risk of fetus reduces after this particular time. Understood this point? The next question is here on the screen. Why not A? Okay, just give me a sec. Okay, so what happens, Sharat? The risk is there. The risk is present anytime before 13 to 20th week, but it is maximum. It is said that the rate of transfer of the virus from the mother to fetus is maximum at this period. It is present before that. After that, the risk reduces, like it becomes almost negligible. It is present during the whole first trimester or up to the 20th week, but it is maximum at 30th to 20th week, 13th to 20th week. Understood, Sharat? Okay. Now, this is a case of Depson-induced methemoglobinemia, which is a very common side effect. And whenever you develop methemoglobinemia, the oxygen carrying capacity of hemoglobin decrease, and you will see cyanosis. So, if a patient of leprosy presents to you with features of cyanosis, always suspect a reaction of Depson. Now, everyone will tell me the most or the side effects of rifampicin, then clofazimine, and then Depson. So please start with the side effects of rifampicin. The most common is, anyone? Most common, like you do not see hepatotoxicity in everyone, right? The most common is discoloration of the body's fluid, which is seen in almost all the patients. And that is why when you start the patient on Depson, you always give or instruct the patient that your urine color, the color of your tears, sweat may change to red, and he should not get scared. So discoloration and definitely, as very correctly said by Costco, hepatotoxicity. What about clofazimine? You have ichthyosis, discoloration of skin, and intestinal obstruction. And what about Depson? Very important, drug reaction. Patient can develop the drug reaction with Depson, and that is why you always counsel the patient to start Depson with a minimum dose and then to increase it after or over a period of time, gradual increase in the dose. And if he or she feels any itching associated with Depson, they should stop Depson as soon as possible, because if your patient keep on taking Depson, it can give rise to severe side effects, can even lead to methemoglobinemia. Understood, all of you? So Shiva, Rock, Arvind, Arnab, please give me a quick thumbs up if you understood. The answer of this question is option number 1. Very well done. Very nice, Sam, Rameshwar, Aruna, Sangeeta. Okay, so patient presents with some red yellow staining axillary hair, and the likely organism would be. Please remember, this is known as, anyone can tell me the diagnosis here first. What is the diagnosis? No, no, no. See, what is chrome hydrosis, Rameshwar? In chrome hydrosis, the hairs are not colored. In chrome hydrosis, the sweat which is secreted is colored. But they are saying that the axillary hairs have turned yellow. So that is because of a bacterial colony developed by Corynebacteria tenuis, and the illness is known as Trichomycosis axillaris. Understood, Rameshwar? Please give me a thumbs up if you understood this point. So yellowish discoloration of the hair means you are dealing with a case of Corynebacteria caneus, while minutissimum is the causative agent for erythrasma. Yes, majority of the students have marked 2, but 2 is for erythrasma. Okay, ji, clear? And let me show if I have an image. Yes. Can you see this yellowish discoloration? Can you see this yellowish discoloration? So this is these are the colonies of Corynebacteria species which are present on the axillary hair, and these can sometimes even lead to discoloration of the sweat also. How to treat? Shaving, antiperspirants, and you can give oral or topical antibiotics to take care of this condition. Okay, clear? Okay, ji, fine. Next question. Very nice, very nice. A man aged 30 years presented with the following pustular lesions he has been taking for acne. Uh, the other medications or the other acne lesions got improved because of doxy, but these pustular lesions are not responding. So I don't know why majority of you have marked this question wrong. This is a direct repeat, if you remember. The question has been asked in AIMS exam. Now, what happens when you give a narrow spectrum antibiotic for a very long duration? The Kamal cells which are sensitive to that antibiotic will die, and it will give rise to development of the organism which is not sensitive to that particular antibiotic. So in this patient, when you give doxycycline for a longer duration, the gram negative organism will multiply and they will give rise to development of folliculitis. Understood? And this folliculitis is known as gram negative folliculitis. Clear? This is known as gram negative folliculitis. So you have to give a broad spectrum antibiotic in these patients so that all the gram positive and negative organisms die. Mainly the Klebsiella grows here and it gives rise to these follicular lesions. Understood? Yes, I will not say mainly gram positive, but the organisms like Klebsiella, which grows secondarily, they are not effectively killed by doxycycline. So you need to give a little broader spectrum drug which can take care of these conditions. Okay? Do we need antibody sensitivity? You can go for antibody sensitivity as well, because definitely you will see that the individuals or the organisms are not responding to the drug which we are giving. So definitely you can go for that. Okay, sure. Erythromycin is preferred. You give erythromycin for this particular patient. Very nice, all of you. So this I should think everybody knows what is a Max Joseph space. Now my question is, can you tell me at what level you see Max Joseph space? Stratum corneum, granulosum, spinosum, or basal? Anyone? At what level you will see Max Joseph space? Very nice. It is seen at the stratum basal. Can you see this? So in the stratum basal of lichen planus, the stratum basal cells get dissolved, or they become degenerated, and these degenerated colloid bodies get dissolved with time, giving rise to empty spaces known as Max Joseph space. So I think it's a very interesting and easy question. We don't have to think much about this. Another question is here. Incorrect about pemphigus, incorrect about Okay, so please remember that pemphigoid is a disease of elderly, very important. Second is you get develop tense bullae because it is a subepidermal acantholytic disorder. Can you tell me what antigen is targeted in the patients of pemphigoid? The hemidesmosomal component and the component of basement membrane lamina lucida. Yes. So BP antigen 1 and BP antigen 2. And please remember, the only complaint of bullous pemphigoid patients do is itching. So all are correct except option number 2. Clear? Fine. Let's move to the next one. Amazing, everyone. So pseudo-isomorphic phenomena is seen in what? And can you tell me where do you see isomorphic phenomena? No, not in DLE. Psoriasis, vitiligo, and lichen planus. Psoriasis, vitiligo, and lichen planus, they are the three common example of isomorphic phenomena. Understood, Kostu? Clear? So isomorphic phenomena are very frequent on lichen planus, psoriasis, and vitiligo. And pseudoisomorphic is in the viral infections like wart, molluscum, etc. Okay, G, fine. Now we have a few more questions left. Very similar question we did few minutes back. So I'm giving you the hint. Yes, amazing. Okay, Ji. Now here, remember that the warty lesions, suppose if instead of multiple warty, they would have written multiple flat top lesions. Can you tell me what will be the answer then? Multiple flat topped moist lesions in the genitalia. What will be the answer then? Yes, it becomes condyloma later, secondary syphilis. But when they say multiple warty lesions, the answer is condyloma acuminata. Very well done, all of you. Okay? So please remember the clinical description is also very, very important in the exam. This was a direct question from AIMS, I think 2019 or 20. Very nice, Kaustubh, Sam, Lega, Aruna, Dr. Jasmine, Wasabi, Dr. Priya. Very nice, all my dear students. The correct answer here is option number. First of all, whenever you see scarring in the center, one thing should come into your mind, and that is lupus or cutaneous TB. And if it is cutaneous TB, the answer becomes anti-TB treatment. Can you tell me what all drugs will you give in anti-TB treatment and for how many days? Wasabi, Kaustubh, Vaishnavi. 2 months of intensive, 4 months of continuation phase, HRZE for intensive and HRE for continuation phase. Okay. So please remember this 2 plus 4 HRZE and HRE has to be given for taking care of the treatment. Now we have one more question, which is I think again a old repeat question. Round circles on the back, multiple circles, intense itching. Very nice. Okay. So intense itching since 1 week and large circular lesions, it becomes a case of tinea, and that is why you call it as ringworm. Very popularly known, very popular name, that is ringworm. That is because of the round appearance of the lesion in these individuals. Anyone for this? I think 15 seconds would be enough because it's a repeat question. Nail lacquer containing formulations. Okay. Only 44% have given me the correct answer, 38%. Amorolfine and cyclopyrox. These are two salts which comes in a nail lacquer formulation. They come in a nail lacquer formulation like a nail paint. And for onychomycosis, you have to file the nail and you have to apply them once or twice a week. Yes, cyclopyroxolami. Very nice. Amorolfine work by inhibiting lanosterol synthesis. And cyclopyrox works by inhibiting the uh, metallic coenzyme containing enzymes. Metallic cofactor containing enzyme. Like for example, which consist of copper, iron. So these enzymes are inhibited by cyclopyrox, and both of them will have a very good effect on treating onychomycosis. Clear? 55-year-old farmer presented with black mole on the cheek, become irregular, invade the deep tissue. What could be the diagnosis? Sangeeta, Aruna, Kaustubh. A 55-year-old farmer with a black mole on the cheek, increase in the size, becomes irregular, invading the deep tissue. What could be the diagnosis? So, very nice, all my dear students. The correct answer of this question is option number 4. Now, please remember that in melanoma, we have two type of growth. Can you tell me what are the two type of growth in melanoma? We have a horizontal growth pattern and we have a vertical growth pattern. Horizontal means if this is the skin, the melanoma cells will grow horizontally. So if you have to remove, you can remove all this part and the prognosis becomes good. But for vertical, the lesion appears very small clinically, but it has a lot of deeper spread. So it's very difficult to look at the lesions from the top, that is clinically, and to remove the lesion because you are not aware about the proper depth. So horizontal is always a good prognosis compared to vertical because of more deeper penetration. The examples of horizontal are superficial spreading. What else? Lentigo maligna and even acral type. While the example of vertical is nodular type. So if the question says that you have more of a deeper spread, then the answer becomes nodular melanoma. Understood? Sagar, Dr. Bilal, GK, Dr. Bharat, S. Kumar, Mohit, Kostu. Please give me a quick thumbs up. Okay, ji, fine. Which of the following does not cause urethritis in male? Very nice. The answer is option number one, Haemophilus ducrei. Now, Haemophilus ducrei, it causes chancroid, and the name of the lesion is soft canker. You develop multiple painful undermined ulcers. Multiple painful undermined ulcers are seen in the patients of chancroid, and the causative agent is Haemophilus ducrei. While other are the causes for urethritis, gonococcal as well as non-gonococcal urethritis. Clear with this one? Next. Okay. So all of the following infections are present with maculopapular rash except the correct answer is shingles. Can you tell me what is the alternate name of shingles? What is shingles? Yes, it is herpes zoster. It is herpes zoster. And in herpes zoster, what do you see? You see grouped vesicles. In herpes zoster, you see grouped vesicle. You will not see maculopapular rash, and that is why this becomes a wrong answer. Next question. Only 15 seconds for this one. Aruna, Vasavi, Lega, Akshat, Gauri, Sangeeta, Dr. Jasmine, Dr. Priya, Rameshwar, Mohit. Very nice. Sarath. Please remember the answer here is option number one, pseudohyphae, whitish plaque on the uvula, all points towards the diagnosis of candida, that is acute pseudomembranous candidiasis, which is the most common type of oral candidiasis, acute pseudomembranous candidiasis. Amazing, all of you. The next question is here. Can you tell me the answer quickly? 15 seconds. Very nice. I think everybody have understood this. A child present with the scaly dry skin since birth. Now, collodion membrane, it is a thin glistening membrane which is very tightly bound to the surface of the skin. It is a feature of lamellar ichthyosis and non-bullous ichthyosiform erythroderma. These individuals or the babies are born with this membrane, and once this membrane peels off, you see presence of either erythroderma or you see presence of lamellar-like scales in lamellar ichthyosis. So that is how both these features differ from each other. Clear with this question? The next question is here on the screen. Very nice, NSPC. Rameshwar, so only two students have given us the correct answer. Only two students. Please remember, you have to tell me the false statement. Histopathologically, it overlap with that of melanoma. That is a correct statement. Please remember, this is not a false statement. Previously, we used to get confused histopathologically between the Spitz nevus and melanocytic nevus because of its deeper penetration. But yes, definitely now we see presence of some bodies called as Camino bodies. The atypical nature of the melanocyte is not present. So initially, because of the confusion or overlap with histopath, we used to confuse it with melanoma. So this is a true statement. It has a very uncommon occurrence, again true. It is a benign condition, and please remember it is an acquired condition, not congenital. So option number one is something which is wrong here. Understood? Clear or not this question? Yes. So please remember we have a very uncommon occurrence of this particular entity known as Spitz nevus, and histopathologically you have presence of Camino bodies in it. Very nice. So please remember, I don't no poll. Oh, I don't know why there is no poll. Uh, can you see the poll now, all of you? Sam, Rameshwar, can you see the poll? Yes or no? No poll. Okay. Trying once again. Can you see the poll now? Okay, fine. So this is a very classical image of xeroderma pigmentosa. Very classical image of xeroderma pigmentosa. And this was a direct question from FMG, I think last year, where you have presence of freckling, involvement of the face with a lot of cutaneous malignancies, photosensitivity, etc. So this is an example of nucleotide excision repair defect called as xeroderma pigmentosa. Very nice. Now, is it visible poll? Can you see the poll, all of you? Yes. Okay, Jay. Okay, Ji. So whenever you see the background of ulcerative colitis and a very rapidly progressing ulcer, this is a case of neutrophilic dermatosis known as pyoderma gangrenosum. Okay, and with this, we are done with the today's session. Thank you to all my dear students for being in this class. We had a lot of question discussion, and from I think tomorrow we'll have one more class, and then from 1st of October, we will be starting with a series of two series. One is for FMG, another is for NEET PG or INI-CT. I request everybody to please follow every day on my classes on an academy platform. And there's a very limited time period offer left for this iconic subscription. So please get yourself enrolled into the 1 year subscription of iconic today using the referral code CHAGESTAR10. And please don't forget to be a part of the Unacademy Combat. Any motivation to INI-CT totally depressed? Sarath, please remember, this is your last chance. Just think this in this manner that this is your last chance. After that, you have to again go for the next year. So INI-CT, please do not let any thought disturb your mind. Very important for you to be focused right now. So those who got average rank or poor rank according to them, or the score is not that good, please try to focus 100% on INI-CT. Sarath, I can see that you are a subscribed student, so you can definitely go and join that INI-CT batch. That will help you motivate a lot. And what happens, like if you're not able to solve the question, you get more motivation to read. So try to join a batch course, whatever you feel like, and do your studies regularly. So don't worry, whatever is your result, try to focus on your INI-CT exams right now. Okay? Chalo. So bye bye all of you. Good night, take care, and we'll meet again tomorrow with another session. Till then, take care.